A newbie trader loses 700,000. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I'm working through my morning stein of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at this article, a rather heartbreaking article and sad one, that's been shared on Market Watch, sent to me by a viewer. It discusses a newbie trader that racked up $700,000 in debt and paid the ultimate price. Now, the sad thing is here, we seem to be seeing more and more articles written on in the paper here in Australia. We read them the other day about all these retail investors who are diving into the market. And their analysis is pretty much akin to, and I saw this in quite a funny meme, oh, the plain house is empty. I will put money in plain house. That's pretty much it. We saw sports stars talking like that. All people, educated professionals thinking that tourism will just simply rebound. That's the extent of their investments. The market volatility is crazy at the moment. We're seeing 3% moves one day to the next. And sure, it can be exciting. There are opportunities to ride it up and down, but there are also opportunities to make significant losses. And that's one thing that I found quite concerning in that article we were reading, where there wasn't even mention of the tremendous risk that some people expose themselves to. Now, buying shares, you certainly limit your risk, but the problem is when people are leveraging, and that presents huge risks. And I remember there was a case where a lot of people had invested, they were leveraged investments, and they'd stop calls on, but it kind of crashed through it. So all these retail investors here in Australia were suddenly at a greater loss. They'd been exposed to greater risk than they even realized. And in some ways, that just shows you some people don't quite appreciate the risk that they're taking on with these products. So let's have a look at this story, guys. The heartbreaking story of a rookie trader who racked up $700,000 in debt. Finance isn't worth losing your life over. So, the stock market, particularly in its current state, is no place for amateurs. Suleiman Capital analyst Bill Brewster delivered that message to followers in a heartbreaking tweet, in which he shared a family member's tragic foray into trading. And here's the story, and we'll go through this. This is still really raw, and I have more questions than answers, but it's very important and intersects what I speak about here. Hopefully my family's tragedy can help another family avoid this tragedy. My cousin-in-law was interested in investing. He opened up a Robinhood account and seemed to be enjoying the market, as many of us do or have done. He got interested in options. He believed he had no margin selected on his account. So he thought he had no margin selected. And for those of you that aren't aware, margin is the option where you can leverage your trading, take advantage of money from Robinhood essentially lends you money and to magnify the potential for your investment, potential for your gain, potential for your loss. And I follow a lot of the stories from Wall Street Bets. Are just insane. People talk about the insane profit they make and also the insane losses they make. So he began buying and selling options. Fast forward to sometime this past week, and his account showed him owing $700,000. How does a 20-year-old with no income get access to that kind of leverage and exposure? There's the question. No income. I mean, if you were going to the bank to borrow this money, just the hoops you would have to jump through. The emotional stress from the exposure caused him to take his own life. I don't feel right sharing this, but I don't feel right keeping it from the world. Why? Because recently I've been joking about how much I love DDTG. I've laughed at the Robinhood memes, and I think a lot of us have. But here's the truth, and please pay attention to this if you're young. The markets are bananas right now. It's not the time for amateurs. Really pay attention to position sizing. Stay away from exotic investments like options and futures. These are the times Buffett talks about being more careful because others aren't. Almost everything you see on this platform is coming from someone with a bias, and he's talking to Twitter, including myself. Don't pay attention to how many followers someone has or where they work. And, I mean, we can just have a look at some recent movements in the market, everyone, because it's crazy. Everything's up again. Everything was red yesterday. Everything was red yesterday. Now, NASDAQ is up 1.9%. The Dow Jones is up 2%. S&P 500 is up 1.9%. The ASX 200 is up 3.89%. So we'll bring this up and we can see. There you go. So we were over, what, 6.1, crashed down again and back up again. So what do you think's happening to this market? It is pivoting sharply on the news. It is completely emotionally based. This is just nuts. There you go. S&P, SPX, down, back up. Dow Jones, boom, boom. I mean, sure, there's some people that can ride it. But there are others that may not quite understand what they're doing or the products that they're engaging in and exposing themselves to a huge risk. And we're seeing this. Sadly, we're seeing this play out here. Judge investments on their own merits as you understand them. And if you find yourself in a world of shit, please talk to your family. Listen to you at QTR Research and at San Gulick Pod about blowing up. Shit hit me up. You're not alone. Finance isn't worth losing your life over. I do ask one thing. If you know of Robinhood willingly extending way too much credit margin, please let me know. They're squarely on my radar and I have time for a research project. Alex, rest in peace. You will forever be missed. P.S. and a bit of a cover my ass here. I haven't actually seen the account. I only know what his final note said. He cited the figures. I'm relying on what he said. So that's, I mean, this is tragic. Everyone, this is quite, you know, a young bloke trying to get into the market falls into a insane trap. 700 grand. That's just nuts. Utterly nuts. And I mean, you could dig yourself out of that. You'd have to bankrupt, I imagine. It's not the end of the world, but for this young guy, he probably didn't see a light at the tunnel. And this is the thing. With what's coming with the recession that we've started here in Australia, with the economic conditions, this is something to keep an eye out for with your friends and family. There's the potential risk that people just decide to check out. So you need to reach out and, you know, even just let them know that it is possible to turn around. Robinhood declined to share any details of the trading account and how such outsized losses piled up, but did say the company was aware of the situation. All of us at Robinhood are deeply saddened to hear this terrible news, and we reached out to share our condolences with the family, the spokesperson said. Alex's story serves as a reminder that trading stock can have devastating real-life consequences. This has perhaps never been more true than when it comes to using borrowed cash to leverage positions in a stock market where the Dow Jones Industrial Average can be down almost 2,000 points one session, then rebound nearly 500 points the next. Inexperienced traders have been cited as a driving factor in the big bounce of the market's late March lows and recent volatility. Deutsche Bank's analyst Praga Thut suggests the Wall Street professionals are being forced to chase amateurs who continue to bid up equities. JNBC's Jim Cramer on Friday also addressed the dangers of the current climate. It got too easy, and now we all have to suffer as the get-rich-quick crowd gets blown out, he said on his Mad Money show, describing the current environment as rampant speculation, which is pretty accurate. So guys, a bit of a sad story, I know, but something that should be shared at the very least so more people can learn from this and people may not fall for the same trap. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. If you're a fan and want to support us, there are a few ways you can. Leave comments, interact with the channel and engage. If you want to support us a little bit extra, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon, support us via our affiliate links, use our merch or buy a merch from HeiseSays. You can use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.